depending on what part of the globe you high chosen vibrational beings are located. How's everybody doing today? Great to see all of you here today. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. As you see, the title says, Chosen Ones, you will regret not knowing this. And this is what it's all about today, guys, about you. So if this video finds you here, then it definitely means that there is something about you that is really, really special. There is something exclusively different about you, my friends. And hello, how is everybody doing today? Wonderful to see all of you wonderful high beings here today. Everybody's checking in. Wonderful to see you guys. Good morning, good afternoon. Hello, my high vibrationals. Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. Hey guys, how about you guys? What's going on? Checking in from all across the globe, across the world. Good morning, good morning. All right, guys. So you listen. Here's something that I would like you to consider. That, all right. What separates you from everybody else? What is it about you guys? Like, why do you watch these content? Why do you follow me? Why do you study the mind? Why do you study your consciousness? There's something different about you than the average person. For example, what gives you the knowledge, or you could say, how dare you start to dream big? What makes you want to sit at home or sit around and say, you know what? I want to manifest my dream. I see the dreams in my mind's eye and I'd like them to come out. You know, that's very, very, what's the best word I want to say? That's not normal. I can see all of you guys from all over the world, South Africa, everywhere. Yeah, what is it about you that wants to make you create the best life for you? And what, you know, that's what I like to know. Oh man, look at that. Limitless Mind TED Talk. Thank you, Chosen One. Thanks for the $19. The super chats have been very, very appreciated. When you super chat, it just raises the vibration. It's the principle of it, and you guys always super chat and making a great contribution. I think it was a couple weeks ago, you guys super chatted. We did $1,000 in super chat. You know that's going to come back to you, right? It is all about law of reciprocity. You put it in, it comes out. Reciprocity. All right, now back to you guys. All over 100 of you on this live. Here's something I want you to know about you. Just bought the book. Thank you. Books. I have the audio book. You know, I had an audio book for 3 years, but I just, you know, the thing is, I attempted to get on Kindle, but I know Kindle is funny about stuff, so I don't know, they didn't put the Manifest the Lotteries and Quantum Physics audiobook on their thing, but I have it on my site, and I have to start promoting that more, because a lot of you guys have the ebook, you have the paperback book. Now I'm gonna start advertising more of the audio book, because I put a lot of time into the audio book. I had someone made that audio book for me. It was in a British accent, but I didn't have time at that time to put the audio book in mind with my voice, so it took time. But I have somebody, I've done it. I want to start putting it out so you guys can start having that to your repertoire. Thank you, Mary, for $2.99. All right, so look, back to you. Here's something I want you to know about yourself, and this is where regret this, right? The best way I want to put it to you is this. All right, so I want to ask you guys this question. You could comment below. Okay, why do you dream and visualize and to manifest stuff? Why do you say, for example, hey, Mark, I want to own my own business. I want to live in California. I want to have a home. I want to have my own land. I want to have this type of car. What gives you the nerve, the audacity to go think that you can do that? Why is it only you doing that? Why is everybody else looking at you like you're off? Like if you tell somebody and you're at your job or wherever, and you tell somebody, this is temporary. This is not going to be my real job. I'm just here passing through. I'm going to do this, that, I'm going to own this company, I'm going to do that. Why do people look at you like you're crazy? Is there something deep now about you, my friends? Why is the 95% of people, 95% of the population, 95% of the people, why don't they do what you guys are doing? You want to know the answer? Yeah, you're awakened, but it's deeper. It's because you were selected. Only the selected ones, meaning the chosen ones, or the awakened ones, only the selected ones come to this earth or this reality with an extra layer of consciousness. That's you. Everyone watching this right now, you're, okay, I best want to put it to you. What's the best analogy I like to use? All right. You're like, you ever seen the movie, what is it? Mission Impossible movie? See that movie, Mission Impossible? Thank you for the $9.99. Keep those super chats. Okay, really. And if you super chat, put your question, I'll pull you out first. But listen, guys, you ever see the movie The Mission Impossible? So in the Mission Impossible movie, Tom Cruise is in the movie, right? So wherever he goes across the world, he have this gadget on his hip. So they can call him to do a mission at anywhere. He could be in Africa, he could be in the Caribbean, he could be in the Fiji Islands on vacation. If that phone rings or beeps, he knows he has to go do his mission. He's like, oh. And then when he opens the phone, he opens a little message, says, this is your mission. If you choose to accept it, da-da-da-da. This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds, 5, 10 minutes, whatever, right? So he picks it up. So I'm looking at all of you guys logging in right now. So this is what's happening right now. You have been alerted. You're like that gadget. So if you're watching this right now, something went off in your consciousness to make you watch this video. You're not here by chance. You're here by design. Yes. I'm going to give you some life tips right now. So for all of you, now it's up to 200, over 200 of you guys here. Listen, the reason you're watching this is because when you got here, you were given an extra layer of knowledge, an extra layer of consciousness. You see, the thing about all of you guys is this. The reason why you're doing what you're doing and others aren't doing it is because somewhere in your consciousness, you know it's possible. You know something that they don't know. And you don't even know why you know. I want you to go think about that right now, guys. Think about why you spend time visualizing and seeing things, and everybody else is telling you that you're wasting your time, that it's not going to happen, but yet you're still doing it. It's because you're built differently. You were constructed differently. That's why it's called chosen ones. So you have to learn you. And this is what I'm going to teach you today. I'm going to teach you more about you, the chosen one. I'm going to teach you about why you're doing what you're doing and why it will work for you. It will work for you, but it won't work for everyone else. Now it's up to 300 of you guys on here now. So you see the alarm is going off. See, I'm calling all of you. You're logging in. You don't even know why you're just logging in. You're like, okay, well, okay, why am I so spiritual? Okay, why do I like to study about the mind? Why am I so fascinated by nature? Why am I so fascinated by consciousness? Why am I so fascinated by physics? Why do I think it's so easy to do all this stuff? And everybody else around you is like telling you, get back to reality, get back to life. Okay, why can't I, okay, Mark can win the lottery. Why can't I win the lottery? I can win the lottery. Well, most people will say, well, Mark won the lottery. Oh, well, I can't win the lottery because now maybe he was lucky and that's not in my odds. But all of you see, okay, he did it, I can do it. What makes you think you can do it? Oh, he can do that, I can do that. And when someone says, oh, he did that, he's lucky, he was just meant to be, I'm gonna go back to my regular job. But you guys, you don't take no for an answer. You say, okay, he did it, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna apply my style. And here's the answer I got to tell all of you. You are 100% correct. You see, guys, all of you that are watching this live content and when it replays, anyone that just catches and you're watching it, it means that you have different programming than the average person. How is that possible? How can I have a different program? I thought there were nobody special. I thought we were all the same. No, my friends, we're actually not all the same. We're all the same from a physiological standpoint, from a basic standpoint, man, woman, human being. But when you go into your mind and into your consciousness, oh, it's totally different game in there. There are levels to this stuff. It's called talent. Okay, you have a guy, you have a person. Why do people, sports stars, people, they get paid big money? Because they have talent. Why are there so many basketball players, football players, actors, but there's millions of people playing sports, millions of people, but only the selected few get to do it? Why? Because they have talent. Guess what? You have talent. That's why you're a chosen one. So if wherever you're at right now is just the reason you're not getting what you want to get, because no one told you you have talent. No one showed you how to activate your talent. This is what I'm here to do, to show you and help you to activate your talent. Let me tell you the first reason you have talent. You can manifest, create whatever you want. The number one reason that you have talent and you can manifest whatever it is that you want, because you are not scared to dream big. You have been visualizing, playing in your mind, imagination since you were a kid. You're a grown-up still playing a kid. You love to daydream. You love to see what it's like. My friends, that is very, very important. And let me tell you why. Think about this. Not everyone is doing that. Everyone don't go home and have a routine. They don't visualize when they go to bed at night. They don't use affirmations when they woke up in the morning. They don't focus on their energy. They don't do any of that. The reason why they don't do any of that, because they don't have the talent of the consciousness inside of them yet. Many of them may be awakened by their higher self. And the next important one is this. The number one reason that you guys are way different than the 95%, over 300 now, going 400 of you guys here. You know why? From an early age, you knew there were more to life than this. You knew that there was something going on inside of your mind. A matter of fact, many of you heard the voice. Great question. Someone says, chosen by who? Chosen by your higher self. That's the chosen. You see, guys, here's the game. Many individuals, they also have a higher self, but their higher self, they didn't choose to activate them in this realm yet. So if your higher self activated you, it's because you're chosen. Now, many of you have been hearing the voice. You know what the voice is, right? No, you're not crazy. You heard your name being called, and you look around, and you're going through your life, and someone's calling your name again, and you're looking around, and you're looking at your brother and your sister, and say, did you hear that? Say, no, what you talking about? You crazy? Not only you hear your voice being called, but guess how you hear it? If you're a male or a female, when the voice calls you, it didn't have a male or female voice. It was the weirdest voice you ever. It was a voice like a robotic voice. It was a voice like a non-human, non-female. I can't describe the voice. You know the voice. Many of you heard that voice. Mark, Sarah, Michael, Philip, Jessica, Tony, Amanda, Brian. Calling all your voices right now. Nina. All of you heard the voice. You know what that voice is? The reason you can hear that voice and no one else can hear that voice is because when you got here, you had a different level of consciousness. When you got here, everyone had the consciousness, but for you, your higher self said, bloop, I'm going to give you extra turbo. I'm going to give you extra energy. I'm going to give you extra consciousness. So now, your job right now, if you're watching this, is to activate and use your consciousness. Mark, how do I do that? The first thing is, all of you have to be aware and know that, okay, I'm special. If you can't come through the realization that you're special, then this is not going to work. And when I talk special, I'm not talking, I don't want you to get in the wrong mindset and say egotistical, that I'm better than everyone else. You're not better than everyone else because you're here in this game for yourself. You're not competing with anyone else. You're just competing with yourself. So you can't be better than anyone else. You're going to be around everyone else. You are unique. That's right, Tawanda. You are unique. All of you must accept the fact that I'm unique. I'm different. I don't have the same mindset as my brother or my sister or the people at my job. And that is what is perfect. And that is what is going to take you to the next level. So the first step to activate and turn on the extra layer of consciousness you have is go and look in the mirror, and you have to own it. You have to look in the mirror and say, you know what? All right, I'm special. I'm unique. I'm gifted. Why are you gifted? Your ego is going to mess with you. You're not gifted. You're not special. You're just like everyone else. Get out of the rut. Oh no, your ego doesn't have the script. Your ego is not aware of the game. So the minute you look in the mirror, and I want everyone to do this tomorrow when you wake up or whatever, do it tonight. Look in the mirror and look at yourself and just say to yourself, I am special. I am unique. I am it. I am him. I am she. Whatever. Whatever you got to say, you got to do that. Because the minute you do that, now look, this is only for individuals watching this. If you're watching this, you have been called to do it. So this video is not going to reach millions of people, because there are millions of people out there compared to the world population. It's about millions that are awakened and chosen, but it won't reach them anyway. It's only going to reach a few hundred, maybe a few thousand, a few 100,000. But that's what it's here to do. So if it reaches you, this is your calling. I am activating you right now. I am the conduit to awaken you, to tell you, hey, turn on. Let's go. Let's go live that big life. Let's go live that big dream. Let's go experience what we want to experience. So the minute you do that and you accept that you're unique, here's what's going to happen to you now. Your mind is going to start to be overflowing with different ideas. You're going to start being bombarded with downloads. You are not crazy. It's impossible for you to be crazy, my friends. Good. Activation received. Got it? So once you activate that, the next step now, you're going to be flooded with a lot of downloads. And after you get your downloads, the next step for you now is to lock in even more to your desires. Mark, how do I lock in into more? Okay. You have to accept and know that what you are desiring and manifesting and you're thinking about, it has to come into existence. The reason it has to come into existence, again, here's the reason now, is because if you are vision, okay, let me put it to you this way. I'm going to show you something deep. And think about this. All of you go out into the matrix. You go to work, you're doing your own thing, whatever. You associate with a ton of people every day. Out of the ton of people you associate every day, you can count on one finger, on one hand, how many of those people think and act like you. Maybe 1 to 0. Why is the majority not privy to this knowledge? Why is the majority not buying this? Why is the majority not doing what you're doing? Let me tell you why the majority is not doing what you're doing. Because just like it's a game in the Matrix, there are a lot of things that are hidden from the majority, but they're available to you. Because you're a magnet, you can pick it up. They can't. They have been programmed The matrix already got to them. See, the reason the matrix couldn't get to you, my friends, or the reason why the matrix got to you but you got out of the matrix, think about this. What makes you so special that you can be out of the matrix but everyone else is still stuck in the matrix? That's why I tell you you're unique. And here's the reason why. Because, okay, let me put the analogy. It's like an immune system. Some people have naturally strong immune systems. Some people, weaker immune system. Some people can get a cold and not feel it. Some people don't get a cold. Some people can be around someone with a cold and never get it. Some people can just recover like this, da-da-da. It's because how they are made up. Their bodies are made up differently. Your mind is made up differently. The reason why those people can't do it and you can do it is because they lack the extra layer of consciousness that you got. So it's like you got an extra layer of immune system protection, conscious protection. So when the matrix comes in and shoots the game at you, you see it from afar. It doesn't come, it comes into your consciousness and bounces back out. You don't fall, as they, what's the saying there? You don't fall for the okie doke. They fall for the okie doke. So while it goes to them in their program, it shuts down their creative magnetic energy, it shuts down their mind, their conscience gets shut down. So they become bots. They become what we call the NPCs, and they just become vessels of existence. You, on the other hand, you see right through it. You see, as the saying go, you see the play before it's happening. You see the play in real time. You know what you say. All right, look, this person's gonna come and try to do this to me. Oh, look what they're trying to do to me. Oh, look, they're trying to put that on the internet. Oh, look at these guys. They think they're slick. Oh my goodness, who's gonna fall for that? And you turn around, everyone falls for that. You didn't fall for that. You say to yourself, man, how can people be so gullible? Why can't they see this? Why am I the only one can see this? Because you're the only one that can see it. Because you're the only one that got the extra layer of consciousness. That's what's going on. 400 of you now over here. You're activated. So now here's the biggest reason. I'm going to go back now to show you why you're going to manifest those things in your desires. Because remember I told you a minute ago, I said that there's a lot of cover-up going on in the matrix. The matrix likes to hide information. They like to put it in places that you can't get it. They like to show what they want to show. They don't like to show you the truth. To show you the truth is risking the collapse of the matrix. However, you know the cover-up, you know the truth, because the extra layer of consciousness makes you see through it all. Others can't see the truth. They may want, this is deep now, let's pay attention to this is deep. They may even want to see the truth, but their brains are incapable of seeing the truth. Let me repeat that again. The 95% of people, they want to see the truth. They want their lives to get better. They want to live in their dreams, but their brains just won't allow them to buy into it. Now that is deep. Your brain allows you to buy into it. It's a hide and seek game. The only reason your brain allows you to buy into it, guys, is because the extra layer of consciousness that you got as a protection you got here. All right. Now I talk about cover-ups, right? I said that the matrix and the simulation, the hologram has a lot of cover-ups. And the cover-up is one of the main agendas they must maintain. And here's a cover-up that you've uncovered. And this is why everything must manifest for you. See, one of the major cover-ups that they have given people is the idea that life is real. Life isn't real. There is no such thing as real. That's the biggest cover-up. Okay, let me make it simple. They have, who are they? Mark, the matrix. Everything that governs your way of life. I'm not gonna have to spill it out here. You know what it is. I'm talking to chosen ones. So I don't have to say verbatim. You already know what I'm talking about. Okay? So the cover up is this. They make you believe that the world and physical stuff is all there is. But the truth is, the physical world is a shadow to the real world. The real world is mental. It is non-physical. The physical world is a speck from the real world. You all know that stuff. So the reason why you constantly visualize and you're constantly doing your affirmation and you're constantly staying focused is because you know that the mental world will create your physical world. They don't know that. They can't even believe that. Again, I'll say it again. Many people, this is why you should be happy, this is why you should be grateful for what you're doing and you're watching this, because your own family members, your friends, 95% of people want to believe this. They want to do this. But again, their brains won't allow them. Think about that again. You want to, but your own brain won't make you do it. So, let's talk about the cover-up that they hid from everyone. The cover-up states, here's a cover-up. The cover-ups, they say that you're born into this world. First of all, you weren't born into this world. You were downloaded into this world. Cover-up says that you are a physical human being. First of all, you're not a physical human being. You're a being playing a role as a physical being. The next cover-up says, let's review the cover-up. You're born, you're a human being. You live in an objective world. Means that what you see is what you get. The next cover-up says that you have to have connections. You can't change what you are. From the minute you come out in here, you're going to have things you inherit from your mom and your dad, habits and attitudes, and that's your life. And if you're made to be this or that, that's what you're going to be. You can't choose what you're going to do. You got to go live your life the way that it's programmed and set. That's the cover-up. You don't buy that. Because you, as I said before, when you have the extra layer of consciousness, you can see the play before it happens. So when you got here, and you got downloaded here, from a young age, you started to question the cover-ups. You went to your teacher. Your teacher saw that you were getting onto the cover-up, and she says, be quiet. You went to your university, your mom and your dad, everyone says. So you know this, so you know what the Matrix says? The Matrix says, all right, listen. They have a few awakened ones here, so we have to create something to stop them. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the population to stop them. So how are we going to deter the chosen ones? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to create labels for them. So we're going to classify them as crazy, as delusional, as what? Conspiracy theorists. Those are three big words they're going to use, and they feed it to the masses. They feed it to the population, to the 95%. So now when you come around and you start spitting the truth and you're attempting to show the other people, like, listen, man, this isn't real. They're going, the first thing will come in their mind, oh yeah, they tell me about this guy. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, man. You're crazy. So a lot of the chosen ones, you take offense to this. The only reason you took offense to this, chosen ones, is because your ego. So now I'm here to teach you. Never take offense to that. Because it's the opposite. You are the only sane one here. It's everyone else that's crazy. I could prove it to you right now. Where have you heard that before? I could prove it to you why 95% or 97% of the population are the ones that are crazy and not you. Comment below if you want me to prove it to you now. I can prove it to you right now. Just say, prove it, Mark, prove it, Mark, prove it, Mark. You are the sane, they are the insane. Prove it to you right now? Let me prove it to you right now. You see, guys, what the Matrix, how the Matrix created the game and the hologram. You know how they created it, right? They had to use science. They had to use proven methods to create the illusion for you. And one of the methods they use to construct the Matrix is quantum mechanics. The very thing that can free you is the very thing they use to imprison you. See, in quantum mechanics, the Matrix knows that this is all a hologram, but they don't want you to know this. The Matrix knows that your consciousness is eternal. They don't want you to know this. The Matrix knows that you can deliberately construct a physical looking world with you experiencing it. They don't want you to know this. The Matrix know this world is really subjective, meaning that you can change it. They don't want you to know this. They're using the same science to dupe you and put misinformation, but they're using the same science to enhance the hologram. So let's go into the science to show you how they dupe the 98% of the people. The first thing they do is they hide quantum mechanics from the population. They don't focus the media on quantum mechanics. They put all that material away and they put a lot of hard words, jargons, very, very confused words, so that when you hear it, it makes you bored. And they put a lot of stuff to entertain and raise your dopamine levels so you don't pay attention to it. So what they do, they program you to say, that stuff is boring. So here's a science to show you what. Everything around you cannot have physical structure. It's literally impossible to have physical structure. The reason why you can't have physical structure is because the ingredients that makes you isn't physical. The atom, the electron, the proton, the neutron, the lepton, it goes down and down and down, and the deeper you go, you see that all it is 0 point energy, no physical construction. Yet here you are. How can you be physical? Well, this is what the Matrix hides from you. You're not physical, you're an illusion. You are a projection from the consciousness. Your projection in the brain is making you see physical. They know this, but they don't want to put it out. I just proved to you. This is why 98% of the people think you're crazy. But the lack of knowledge, they're the ones that are crazy, because they are convinced that they live in a physical, constructed, objective, can't change world. You know the truth. The only two people that know the truth, this is deep. The only two people that know the truth, you and the Matrix. The only two people that really know the truth, they're you and the Matrix. The Matrix is the one that's attempting to keep it away from the majority, but they can't keep it away from you. The Matrix don't worry about you. The reason why the Matrix don't worry about you, because you're too few. The few is not going to bother the Matrix. So they'll let you go, and you can go manifest and live your life and do all the stuff you want. You're an anomaly to the Matrix. So they're not going to put a lot of emphasis on you. However, If it starts to get to the other 98%, that's when they're going to step in, because they're going to say, wait a minute, there's too many people learning this knowledge and learning this enlightenment stuff, and I can't have that, because this is going to disrupt the system, da-da-da. So now, what do? You focus on you, because now you know that you live in a subjective, when I mean subjective world, I mean this. Reality is constructed through consciousness. Your awareness, your perception, your views change the perceived physical world to become a new physical world. That's how the system runs. That's how the game is set up. Okay, someone says, Mark, can you elaborate a bit, please, about the mental game? I certainly will. All right. So, everyone here, how do you interpret the world? Your mind. Okay? When you look outside and when you're hearing and watching and smelling and tasting, it's all signals from the mind, the brain. Your brain is creating a mental image, and it's also constructing a voice. Some of you can hear the voice as the ego. Some of you can't hear the voice as the ego. The voice will sound like your voice in your own head. That's called the mental. That's how the brain constructs reality. Now, what is the mind? Everything have to have a power source. God, that's how it works. Everything has to have energy. What powers the mind, the mental stuff? It has to have energy. Your brain is your brain is operating right now. How do you feed your brain? How do you power your brain? How do your brain get power? Your brain gets powered from electrochemical signals. Okay, what powers the electrochemical signals? Photons, electromagnetic energy. So your brain gets its power source from the field. What is the field? The field is where all the possibilities exist. The field is the quantum world. Okay, what powers the quantum world? Consciousness. What powers consciousness? Consciousness. Nothing can power that's the power source. That's the big kahuna. That's the grid. What is marking the power? It doesn't live in this dimension. So whatever dimension it lives in, there's no power. It just exists as all power. So what happens is your consciousness, means your awareness, streams into your brain. And your brain gets the power from the electromagnetic field. That turns you on. That's how you see the world. So if you listen to what I've just said to you, you are seeing the world from a mental image perspective. And the mental image, your brain reconstructs it and makes it look like a physical world. So as you can see, we go back, everything is mental. And you guys know that. Again, so I'll bring it back. So the reason you know you're going to manifest what you want is because you know the secret, and this is why you're continually focused on it. If this wasn't the case, you wouldn't be here watching this. You wouldn't be focusing on this. You would be practicing it. The reason you practice it, because your higher self told you before you got here that, hey, when you go down to that place called Earth, let me give you the playbook. I'm going to give you a head start. This is going to happen when you get a little bit older. So when you're in your teenage years, you're just going to be figuring it out. But when you get to the age, it'll turn on. But here's the playbook I'm going to tell you. When you get to that world down there, don't believe the hype. Don't believe what they tell you. Believe what you feel. And oh, here's a big one. It's not real. It's a game. Your higher self gave you that playbook. I was given that playbook. That's how I was able to win the lottery, all the lottery stuff. Because when I turned, I said, oh, this isn't real. Let me go win the lottery. Oh, this is real. Let me go do that. Right? Hi, Mark. This is amazing. Can you talk about what physical touch, walls, grounds, etc.? Absolutely, I can talk about the physical ground. So here's what makes the game look even more real to you. So here we go. So remember now, electromagnetic energy powers the brain. So the brain, so the fields, your consciousness goes into the brain. So the brain takes energy from the field, which is like photons, light, gamma rays, X-rays, whatever you want to call it. We call it plasma energy, electromagnetic energy. So when that energy gets into your body deconstructs the light energy and makes it into electrochemical energy, so liquid energy. So it takes from like what you could call solid energy to liquid energy. That's called electromagnetic energy, right? So when your body takes electromagnetic energy, it still has the core components of the atom. So the atom has its co-stars, electrons. So because it's energy, they are charged. So you're going to have positive charge, negative charge. Got it? So get two magnets and try to put the two magnets together opposite, and you get a repulsion. So you put two magnets, you get this field. See, I can't touch this. So there's an invisible field. You can do it with two magnets right now. And you're like, I'm trying to put these magnets together. They keep pushing away. Go ahead, put your hands through the field. You go right through the field, but it's still there. Like, damn, I can't push these magnets together. I'm looking at it. There's nothing blocking it, but there is something blocking it. Let me put my hands to it. Damn. And it's still blocking it. Why can't I? That's called the repulsion. So here's what's happening. The electrons in your hands and the electrons in the ground, they push against each other, and that gives your body the sensation of touch. That gives your body the sensation of walking on physical stuff. That gives your body the sensation that this is real. But all it is two particles playing a different role, misattracting and pushing the force. It's the force. So when you touch your finger like this, it's impossible. You can't touch this. What you're actually feeling is the resistance of that force. But your brain takes that and says, all right, so we're going to call this touch. That is science facts. So that gives your brain further evidence that this must be real. But again, as you can see, it cannot be real. It's called the repelling, yes, the resistance force. Now, we could play a game and we could show you something deeper. Now imagine those forces, because this happens. Because since they are infinite realities and infinite dimensions, right? The laws of physics are tuned just a little bit different in each version of dimension. So in one dimension, you are actually walking through the walls because the force is turned off in that dimension. In that dimension, you're just a spirit chilling and going through everything. It could happen in this dimension if the consciousness decides to turn off the electromagnetic force. That's correct, like alien tech. Alien technology is in another dimension. That's why they can come in and look into our dimension. This is why you see these crafts look so weird, because they're operating outside of the 3D. So they're coming into our dimension. This is why the force of gravity and our physical world can't affect them. That's why they can go stupendous speeds and doesn't affect them, because they're not here. You see what I'm saying? They're coming from they bring their dimension into your dimension. So your dimension can't affect them. So they're just passing. That's why they can walk through your walls and all that stuff. Because in their dimension, the laws of physics tune a little different. You understand how this stuff works? So theoretically, technically, if you can turn off the electromagnetic force, all of you would be transparent. You'll walk through your wall, you'll fall through the earth, you'll go up into that is science facts. You can go through the mountain, that's right. Walk through the mountain like the wind. The only thing that's preventing that, because in this dimension, in this game, the game was fine-tuned to look physical. That's how the game is set up for you to play here. So, can you defy physics using our minds? Well, you cannot defy physics in this dimension, because this dimension is tuned. You have to be in another dimension to defy physics, because in that dimension, the laws of physics operate different, are not there. But while you're in the 3 dimension, you cannot defy physics. And the reason you don't need to defy physics is because physics already told you in this dimension that everything is non-physical. So you're already technically defying physics, if that's what you mean. But if you're talking about just going a whole other level, then it's another dimension. Because the games are always set up in different terms, because it's infinite. Every possible version must exist. So that means there must be a dimension where you exist as another physical being doing the same physical stuff, but there also must be another dimension where you exist as looking like a physical being, but in this world you're transparent and going through everything. There also must be another dimension where the time that you perceive is looking backwards. Just like we're in this dimension, our brain tricks us to see time as linear, moving forward, which is an illusion. There's also a dimension where I'm sitting just like this, talking to you. You're watching me just like this. But in that dimension, time is moving backwards for us. Your brain is seeing it like that. Don't worry, it sounds confusing. But the main point I want you to get is this. Is that since you're here in this dimension, learn the rules to manipulate this dimension. Don't worry about the other dimension, because you're not programmed to play there. You're programmed to play here. Although you can be aware that it exists, you can't go there right now. The only time you can go there is when you exit this dimension and then your consciousness goes to another player in another dimension. But for right now, your consciousness chose to put you here, and it gave you all the tools for you to become the best version of yourself in this simulation or in this hologram. All right. Hey, Mark, I lowered my prices so people can buy my products. Am I selling it right? No, you're not. You never lower your prices. You must stick with your worth. If you're lowering your prices, you're saying, oh, I'm desperate, nobody's going to buy it. No, you keep your price where it's at. The people will come that knows to come. It's saying that you're confident. It's saying that you know you're the source of your abundance. You don't settle. It's a subconscious thing. Look, there are people selling things out there for $100, little people, $5,000. It's the value you give it. Whatever value you give it, the people are going to buy it. But if you're going out there like, oh my, it was $50 this month, $29 this month, $13, people are going to get suspect. Oh man, this guy's coming out very needy, they're not going to purchase it. See what I'm saying? It's the value. Let me give you an example. Have you ever seen a commercial for Ferrari? Have you seen a commercial for like Porsche? You don't see those things on TV. You don't see the commercials for those cars, but yet they're selling like crazy. You see commercials for like everyday cars, Toyota, Nissan, Altima, Volvo, BMW. You see all those commercials, but you never see a commercial on TV for a Ferrari, for a Lamborghini, for a Porsche, for a Koenigsegg, for a McLaren. You don't see commercials on those. Anybody ever thought, why don't we see commercials on? They don't need to do commercials because they know the value. They know what. So that's how you got to approach what you're doing. Put your stuff out and people will know the value. Once you can put something out and people see value, they'll come at it because it makes sense. People go for things that can help them enhance and change their life. If you can provide information, if you can make somebody think a change, that's called value. That's energy exchange. It comes back to you. That's the secret all of you chosen ones should know and all of you should be doing. Yeah, including the Bentley. You don't see commercials for those things. And by the way, all those things, any one of you can manifest if that's what you want. It's not out of your realm. Again, what you want, what you desire, what you truly desire. You will only manifest what you truly desire. What does that mean? You're going to manifest what makes you get that goosebump. You're going to, just like I manifest this car, this is what made me get that goosebump, this M3. See, it's the goosebump. That's what I want to manifest. If I want to manifest a Porsche, I'll manifest the Porsche, but I don't get the goosebumps for the Porsche. I get the goosebumps for this car. So you're going to manifest what you truly desire. That's how it works. Because once you truly desire it, you're going to be locked in with it. it's going to hear you calling it. It's going to come to you. See what I'm saying to you? So you can, whatever you want, you can get it as long as you have the desire to have it. It's like, man, you know what? I'm going to desire that. And you get the feeling and those goosebumps, you're going to manifest it. Yeah, you're getting the Shelby Super Snake. You will get the Shelby Super Snake. See how it works? So, chosen ones, you can do this. I see you guys putting what you're manifesting. I see a 2024 Cadillac, fully loaded. That's correct. That's correct. That's how you manage it. And the issue is, see guys, the chosen ones, you're going to deal with a lot of envious people. There are going to be a lot of envious people in your circle. And that's part of being a chosen one. That's part of being awakened. And that's because the envious people are going to see that you aren't as bothered. Your life is a lot more stable. You have less issues. You're overall just more happy. And people don't like that. People don't like when you're more happy than them. It's just human nature. They don't like when you're doing better than them. A lot of the Matrix, they don't like that. NPCs don't like that, and that's unfortunate, because again, that's how the Matrix set it up. The Matrix set up the players against the players. So what you're gonna do when you see envious individuals, guys, just realize that it's a part of the game. So you don't take offense to it. You just keep doing what you're doing, and let it. Guys, do you know the best way to put something out of existence from out of your field? The best way to eliminate anything? You know the best way to do it? Ignore it, starve it. If you ignore it, if you take your attention away from it, it starves and ceases to exist. That's the most powerful rule in manifesting, guys. It's so simple. If you stop focusing, because remember again, the name of the game is energy exchange. You know, energy likes to go where energy goes, because it's a magnetic universe, right? The magnetic, thank you Tammy for the $3. The magnetic and the energy and the photon, they come together. So remember how I showed you guys in the beginning, I told you that your consciousness and your perception generates the field of reality. So your consciousness or your perception means that you're focused. So whatever you pay attention to, and paying attention means you're thinking about it, you're worrying about it, you're in your forefront, then you are inviting more of it to come around you. But if you understand this concept and you say, wait a minute, I can literally take my attention from that stuff, stop worrying about it, and put it to something else. But Mark, what will happen if I stop worrying about it? Won't it get worse? No, it won't get worse. Because here's something fascinating that you may not know, and I've seen this in many videos, and people don't put this to the test. And this is a secret they don't want to tell you. If you understand science and your consciousness, if you take your attention away from something, not meaning not worrying on it hardly, you know what's going to happen? The thing that you took your attention away from, now your higher self and your subconscious mind can go and fix it for you, because that's what it's designed to do. So it says, all right, Mark, you focus on something good and I'll fix this situation for you. And then when you come back to it, it's something works itself out. Oh, this payment arrangement was made. Oh, the bill is canceled. Oh, you can do it this way. Oh, da. People don't even put the time because they get so desperate. Thank you, Nayla. $9.99. That's the principle I've been applying my entire life since I've been awakened. Is I understand the energy exchange. I understand that I don't have to figure out how this problem is going to solve itself. I'm going to fix it. All I have to understand is, let me take my attention away from it. I'm not saying that I don't know I'm not saying I'm not gullible and say, man, I know I'm just going to leave that problem stay. What I'm saying is, I know that I can't fix it physically, so I have to leave it to my higher self. So my higher self watches me and knows and say, all right, Mark, So you want this fix, take your focus away from it. It's either going to work itself out in your favor or it will literally disappear. You know how many stories I've heard and seen that does this? They start thinking about the problem. Hey, I was looking at your account. I don't have a record of that you owe us anything. Huh? Yeah, let me look again. How much you said you owe? 3,000. Nope, it's not in our system, man. Sorry. It disappeared. Yes, it can happen. All the time. Why can it happen, people? You tell me, why can it happen? I just broke down how you comment below. Why can this happen? Why you shouldn't be fascinated by this? Why you shouldn't be fascinated that your problem can disappear? Money can come in your bank account out of the blue. Just magically. Someone says 5,000 bill went away. Bye-bye. Why can that happen? Tell me the science why that can happen. Because the science why it can happen. Okay. The science why it can happen is because everything is a transparent, ever-changing reality. There is no fixture in reality. So your consciousness can literally manipulate something to change. Just like in your body. You can be sick today, tomorrow, your cells heal immediately. You go to doctor says, oh my goodness, your scans, what have you been doing? There's no sign of the disease in you anymore. Have you took the No, I didn't take the medication. Oh, this is fascinating. Let me write this down. The doctor writes it down and tosses it away because he can't explain it. I can't let them see this. I don't know. This is an anomaly, man. This guy had this on the brink and now he's back to health. My goodness. How much you said you owe? There's no record of that in our system, Mr. Haughton. You're all good to go. Thank you. It happened. We call it magic. But the real science is physics. There is no magic. It's all physics. It's all process. It's how the nature of consciousness works. Thank you, Maximilian. What an excellent name, Maximilian. Thank you for the $6.99. Maximilian says, Mark, I had 2 dreams where I won 79 million on the lottery. What's that about? Maximilian, that dream is called a confirmation. So usually before something big comes in and you're manifesting it, you will get a confirmation and then you'll get an establishment dream. A confirmation dream, then the establishment is something you'll see in the perceived physical. So what you've got is a confirmation. So if that means if you're manifesting the lottery or anything like that, your subconscious talks to you to show you that you're on point, on course, or is giving you a preview of what is to happen. So that literally means that if you continue to play, and if that's part of your manifestation, you will win. And we've seen this all the time. And to show you again, we've had plenty of cases of people winning. Who's that? Timothy Schultz. Remember Timothy Schultz? A lot of you can watch Timothy Schultz too. That's an example of Timothy Schultz, how he got the lottery. He won the lottery through what? His dream. He saw the numbers clear as day. He played the numbers and he won. Again, that's not magic. It's physics. It's consciousness. Everything exists all at once. All the numbers, all the wins, all the probability, all the universes where you've already won, it exists right now. Thank you for that question, guys. Thanks. Super chat, appreciate it. See, guys, that's what you do. When you want to have a question, because so many questions going through here, just send Mark a super chat so I can pick it up and put you in there, because it keeps the energy going. And I'll highlight your questions and answer them for you. All right. So the name of the game is, guys, that this is what you have to remember, is that you cannot fathom this. You cannot really conceptualize it. But you can you can have a semblance of understanding. Here's a semblance of understanding I'm talking about. You have to realize that in this very moment, there exist simultaneously infinite realities of all the outcomes that you are manifesting in real time, right here, right now. No one expects you to really dive deep and know how it works, because your brain can't do it. But in science and physics, we know it exists. So an example of that is if you have a dream of something that you've been manifesting and you see it in your dream, it's called premonition, is called confirmation. So it's infinite possibilities. We use the word possibilities, but if you want to get technical, it's not only a possibility, it means it's an actual reality for that state or for that being in that moment. So it means in this instant, you have already manifested your jackpot. You have already manifested your house, your car, your business getting better, your clients, your health. All of that has initially been manifested. It's here in this moment. For you to experience anything in the perceived physical, you have to line up the energy to show light on it so it can become your experience. That's all it is. It's about taking a flashlight and showing it where the dark was, the light. It's like going into your garage and it's turned off and you're trying to find your lawnmower and you're looking around and you had a flashlight and you turn your flashlight. There's my lawnmower. It's right over there in the corner. It's always been there in the corner. You just couldn't see it. Same thing with manifesting. Thank you, Sense a Drummer. $5. Okay. Question for you. Are there any physical symptoms that you may experience when manifestation is very close? Yes, there are actually physical symptoms you experience when manifesting is very close. Number one, you may get a lot of headaches. You may start to get a lot of night sweats. You may start to get mood swings. You may start to go up and down with your, well, I don't want to say that because, anyway, I'll say the major one. Night sweats, mood swings, small headaches. Those are physical symptoms you will get when your manifestation is very close. And why do you get those physical symptoms? Because when your manifestation is very close, the body will pick it up before the mind does. And when the body picks it up, the subconscious also picks it up. So majority of the time when people are getting their manifestation, their subconscious mind is not completely block free. They still have resistance. So what they're feeling is the subconscious kind of resisting what's about to come in. So the body is fighting back. The body isn't, for example, if you manifest in a big jackpot, okay, and your subconscious mind is not completely free of money blocks or of, you still got some limiting beliefs in there. I told you can still manifest with the subconscious being blocked, but you won't get consistency, right? So if you're manifesting a lot of money, then and your subconscious knows it's lack. When that money's about to come in, you're going to start to get physical symptoms. You're going to start to feel more anxious. You're going to get a little bit of headache, maybe night sweats. You're wondering why? Because your body is saying to you that we aren't used to this amount of money coming in. I'm not used to getting a lot of money. When this money comes in, I may want to spend it all because I want to go back to lack. So you do get physical symptoms when you're manifesting stuff. See how it works? It's different for everyone. Everyone will have unique symptoms, unique things happen to them that they manifest. For example, my symptom is when I'm about to manifest something big, my palms get really sweaty. Limitless Mind, another one. Thank you, Limitless Mind, TED Talk. In 2013, during my spiritual awakening at GM, I knew it was time to start my logistics business. A coworker thought I was delusional, but I knew my worth. 10 years later, life changed for greatness. Yes, this is Limitless Mind. Can you go and show your YouTube channel, Limitless Mind, about the scratch? Remember, this is one of my students here that I told you guys was like amazingly winning the scratch offs. Like this guy is like a magnet. Everywhere he goes, he wins on scratch off. Doing it more than I did. Imagine that he's winning more than I did. Every ticket he got was a winner. It was a winner. So can you put your YouTube channel? Because a lot of you guys were asking me about him. So this is him. This is their channel, Limitless Mind TED Talk. That's his channel. Or maybe you should go back to your other channel, Manifested. I know you have a channel with technology. Yes, but I remember that story, Limitless Mind, about when you were working at GM. You told me that story, and everyone there, you knew you because you were the youngest one there, and you were always like a manager, upper head, and you still were saying this is not for me, and everyone's coming to you and like, yeah, I'm gonna do my 40 hours. I'm just gonna go home, and you were saying to them, man, don't you want bigger in life? No, man, this is what I am. And you just knew that wasn't for you, and then you went out and you start your own logistic business. I know you have your own trucking business now. You have multiple trucks, and you're doing your thing, making 6 figures, See, that's what can happen when you get into your authentic self. Limitless mind is an example of this. Very successful. Okay? It can happen for you, and you deserve to happen for you. His YouTube channel, go ahead, type in a comment, Limitless Mind, your YouTube channel. I think it's Limitless Mind TED Talk. Put your YouTube channel there. Everyone's asking about it. All right. So yes, your subconscious mind is what the chosen ones must work on, because because remember, you got here in a physical, so you're going to have some of the physical lags, and that's part of the subconscious. See how that works? What kind of questions should I ask for dental implants? Best way to ask. Just ask the question, why do I have new beautiful teeth? That's it. New beautiful teeth means it's going to be an implant. You don't have to use the word implants. You can say, why do I all of a sudden have nice beautiful teeth? Or you can say, why do I now have nice beautiful implant teeth? Thank you, Tara, for $4.99. Limitless Mind TED Talk. Yes. So when you start to do these questions and you start to get into your world, man, this is when the things start changing for you. This is why you're here. This is why 400, almost 500 of you now, you're here because you've been turned on. Like the Mission Impossible says, you know, before you got here, here's what it says. The consciousness came to you and says, hey, come here. All of you came around and said, look, this is your mission. Go down. There's this planet. We're going to call it Earth. You're going to go down there. Mark, you're going to go down and experience doing this. Philip, you're going to go down and experience that. Jessica, you're going to go down and experience that. Do you agree with this mission? And your consciousness has the freedom and says, yeah, I'll go down there this time. I'll pass this one out. I went there like 500,000 years ago. I'm going to go to this dimension. And you said, all right, so you guys, this is what you choose. Your tape will self-destruct. It means that when you got here, you were wiped. Your memory was wiped when you got here. You can't remember that stuff. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to have fun and experience it. All the knowledge, all that stuff, they gave you amnesia. You can't just pop out and remember how powerful you are. It's not going to work like that. You have to lead up to it. So when you got here, that's why many of you didn't realize that you were chosen ones. You thought you were just a regular person, but you're not a regular person. So what your higher self did was said, I have to wipe you with amnesia, but I'm not going to leave you stranded. I'm actually just going to give you like little cookie tips. I'm just going to slowly wake you up as you journey, and then I'm going to turn you on. So this is why majority of you, like 90% of all of you that's watching this video, you had trippy childhood. Your childhood is not like a regular person's childhood. There was a lot of trippy stuff happening. First of all, when all the other kids were playing, you weren't playing. They were all playing. You were playing imagination with yourself. Also, when they were playing over there, you were sitting down thinking about deep stuff. You were wondering, why are all those people playing? So you already, from the get-go, you already knew something was up with you. You already knew from the get-go. While everybody else was accepting what they were told, you were the one questioning it. You were the one saying, but why? Why he got to do that? Mommy, why does that man got to suffer? Why do we have to live poor? Why can't we be rich? Why can't that? Why that? You were the one saying that. Everybody else was just like, don't ask, just do. In school, they couldn't keep you in school. The teacher had to kick you out a lot. In college, your professor had to kick you out a lot. In work, you had to leave a lot of jobs. You couldn't stay a lot of jobs because you saw the corruption. You saw how people were being played. So, and they knew that you knew, so they saw you as a threat. So they said, I can't have you work here, man. You're gonna contaminate the whole people. You need to go. So many of you from the get-go already knew this. So you know what you guys did? You know what you did? Since you realized, like, I can't work a 9 to 5 like that. I can't sit around. You went and created your own way. You created your own businesses. You started your own industries. And that's what you're doing now. Most of you are doing that. That's why you're successful. Because you say, you know what? I already know the game. I'm just going to make my own way. I'm going to be my own boss. And that's what the majority of you are doing or are on the way to doing right now. You guys are all, I've met all of you, a lot of you. You know, I'll talk about one of you guys here is in my school platform. I'm not going to say his name. But this guy was a cop in New York City. He was the head of DEA narcotics, head of all that stuff. Imagine the cop, the big cop that they send to do everything. Drug enforcement, see millions of dollars in drug money. That guy, he was that guy. You know what he is now? He is an awakened one. He knew from his days as being a cop, all the other cops would look at him weird. And he said to me, Mark, you know what, Mark? Actually, I actually have a lot of law enforcement, former law enforcement, awakened ones in my community. That's fascinating. He said, Mark, you know what? When I was a cop, man, I seen it all, brother. I would go to this place and that place, but he says, you know what? When we would go to the, after, you know, the cops would hang out a little bit, they'll be talking about this. I would be talking about something else. I would see how they treat people. I would see it. And he told me, even as the cops, in the cops, they were all corrupted. And this was coming from the top cop. But let me tell you something, man. I saw the game before the game. That's why I got out of it. He says, I knew this wasn't my calling, man. I knew I had to do it for my badges to get me to where I was going, just like many of you are doing right now. Many of you are working because you have to do it to get you to where you want to go. He knew that. To make a long story short, man. So he says, you know what, Mark? I know how to manifest and that. Anyway, he manifested it. He did something. The state did something and they messed him up and he got like 6-figure money and he's like practically set, man. He's good for life. Put it like that. And he's manifesting. And that's what the majority of you guys are doing right now. Steve, $10. Thanks for the super chat. Mark, how do I ask the universe to give me the lottery jackpot number, please? I feel like I'm going to win soon. All right, that's a great question. So here's what you do. You never ask the universe for the lottery numbers. That's the hard way to do it, man. All you do is just ask the universe for you to win the lottery. Then let the universe decide if it's going to let you win with numbers or quick pick. See how it works? So how easy the universe is? Remember, when I won the Fantasy 5 and I got my car, I never asked the universe for the lottery numbers. I just asked the universe to let me win the lottery. So what I did when I did that, I made it easier on myself and on the universe. So because I didn't ask for numbers, I just wanted to do my quick picks. I knew if the universe wanted me to win with my numbers or numbers, it would send them to me in a dream or something else. Or maybe I get them through when I created the vibrational numbers. Then I would give vibrational numbers. If people ask me for vibrational numbers, you come to me for vibrational numbers, that's the universe saying, hey, this is a number you have to play too. So the universe is saying, play your vibrational numbers, play additional quick pick. Let me decide which one to do. That's how it works. So just declare what you want. If you to win the lottery, you win the lottery. And let it go. Let the universe decide. Your higher self says, if you're going to win with a number, you'll see the number. Trust me. You've experienced it all the time. And the next thing is, you don't need to get a dream to win the lottery. So many people say, Mark, a lot of people will dream of winning the lottery. That's fine, but you can win without dreaming of it. I never had a dream when I won the lottery until after I won. I started getting dreams. But up to my first win, I never dreamt like I was going to win or anything like that. So you're still good. It just depends on the type of being that you selected. See, that's good for those super chats, so I can get your questions in a lot. See how that works? Yes, I always say you got your vibrational numbers, use your vibrational numbers, and then do an additional quick pick. I mean, many of you have been winning with those vibrational numbers, man. It's crazy. Crazy, man. A lot of you have been winning so much. with those numbers. So the numbers are energetic, they correspond with you. And how the numbers come to me, I've got this question over the years, and the only way I can explain to you, when you say give me the month and day, I see the month and day, and then I told you before, I see all these numbers like the lotto balls. They're white balls with numbers on them, and they pop into my consciousness, and I write them down and I give it to you. By the way, all the vibrational numbers that I provide, guys, yes, it's me giving them. Imagine that. I get a lot, so that's why I said be patient. It's not a computer, it's not automated. You'll always get them from Mark. You'll never be automated where you get random numbers. I don't do them like that. I give them to you in authenticity and based on what I see. So always know that you're gonna get the best. It's not gonna be no random thing. Look at that, 747 came out from last video. I told you that 747 was gonna come out. Told you came out. And the 444 came out here in Florida. That's the next thing about this field. So if you are, you know, one of the greatest assets that you can have, guys, as bending reality, as a chosen one. Now, look, you can go manifest anything you want, all right? But you know, you can manifest the lottery too if you want. It's not out of your realm. I'm not telling you to just go dive deep and say, I'm just going to the lottery. I'm saying many of you are manifesting the lottery. Many of you aren't manifesting the lottery. Many of you are manifesting the house. But have some fun with it, man, because you're powerful. You can go win the lottery too. It's just simple. You can play with the universe, play with the numbers, see them coming in and coming out. That's because it's all a hologram. And many of you have proven that. I've seen the posts. You've seen the posts I put up in the community tab. I put all the posts about you guys manifesting. So you see that the world. So this is just further evidence that the world is malleable. That the only thing, my tip for you guys, whenever you're going to manifest anything in your life, is always approach from a state of non-desperation. Just don't get desperate to it. If you don't get desperate, it's going to be that much faster for you. See how that works? All right. Well, this live is pretty long live, so you guys got a lot of great information. And keep doing it. Keep going. Reaching for your stars. It's all yours. And I'll see you guys again next time.